Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 67 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. We're continuing our foray into communication, and we're dealing with a communication challenge this weekend, or this weekend, whatever it is for you. Let me set my coffee down. We're talking about step 2 of the SOAP framework. The SOAP process is a process that we use to deal with any change or challenge or setback or obstacle or goal that we're trying to achieve. It's a simple 4-step process. And we're going to cover it every month this year. Once a month this year, we will cover it with respect to the different area that we're focusing on and emphasizing. This month, it's communication. So yesterday, we picked the day before yesterday, we picked a communication area we wanted to improve. I picked verbal communication with my people closest to me, right? My core personal relationships group. And I told my current story yesterday, wrote down bullet points about that, and then I created my desired story based on that. Well, what is it that I want? This is what I'm actually doing, being super honest with myself, which is sometimes hard, right? Sometimes it's hard to admit that we're a jerk in certain areas or aspects of our life, or that our behavior isn't exactly matching how we want it to be. But that's why we look at it. That's why we self-reflect, so that we have a clear picture of where we are, and then another clear picture of where we want to go, a vision of where we want to go, and that creates the gap that we're going to fill with the rest of this framework. And O stands for options. What are the options? What are the alternatives? What are the possibilities that we could experience, use, do, think, believe, create that will help to fill that gap, the distance between where we are and where we want to be? And so today we are going to brainstorm at least 10. I call this the 10-3-1 tool. We come up with at least 10 possible ways to start to fill that gap. If we've got one way that can automatically fill that gap from where we are to where we want to be, and we can just do that thing, why would we not do that? Of course we would. But it's usually not that simple. It's usually a whole bunch of steps, and sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. Sometimes it's 5 steps forward and 1 step back to get from where we are to where we want to be in any area or aspect of our life. And to me, communication is one of those core skills that we want to always be improving, always be getting better at, right? None of us are born communicating, not verbally anyway. None of us are born. I don't think I've ever heard a story of a baby that popped out of the womb and could talk. Maybe there is such thing. I suppose we should check Guinness World of Records, but I've never heard of it. So I don't know if that's even possible, right? So my point is, it's a learned thing. Our ability to communicate is something we learn. And if we can learn it, if we can learn how to do it at all, then we can learn to improve it, right? We can continually improve it. So today our challenge is to brainstorm at least 10 possible ways to start to fill the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And I have not even thought about this yet today. I will do the homework right along with you. I like to call it action items, because it's moving forward every day, a little bit every day, to become a better version of myself. And that's by just doing the action step every day, we're automatically moving in the direction we want every day of this year. That's what is so powerful about annual challenges. You just do a teeny bit every day, and at the end of the year, you're like, oh my God. And you go back and review, and we do this every year. We think and we see where we were at the beginning of the year and where we are at the end of the year. And it's drastically different, probably more different than any other thing you would do on a continuous personal improvement, personal development basis. So today, at least 10. Brainstorm them, write them down, because we're going to use them tomorrow, right? So we need to use them tomorrow as more of the 3-and-1 tool. We're going to pick 3 of those, and then we're going to narrow it down to 1 that we're going to take action on, because that's what we do as part of the SOAP framework every single time we use it. All right. Any questions about this? You know what to do. You just ask, right? Just give me a message. Pick up the phone if you got my phone number. Call, email, write, put a Facebook post up and say, I need help. I don't get this. How do I brainstorm options? There's so many brainstorming techniques. And if you want to know more of those, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, you can Google it. Or you could ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, how can I brainstorm 10 ways to improve my communication in this particular area? And the more specific you are, the more specific answers you'll get. Otherwise, my favorite tool, and I didn't grab one, is notebook and paper, or your journal, of course, is where you should put it, in my humble opinion. Otherwise, Post-it notes are one of my favorite things, or these little notebooks that you can carry around in your pocket. So when you think of something, you can just jot it down so you don't lose it. some of us are more forgetful than others, and we use those tools to help us to keep track of things. All right, ask if you need help. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.